And then Maddie's garden over here, again, more tomato problems with the leaves. A lot of tomatoes still green, a lot of tomatoes yellowing. She's got a carrot there. We're going to leave that for a little bit longer because it's just so small right now. And I have one carrot over here too. You can see. And that's about it for the back. We took the corn out. There are tomatoes and garden chives over there. Same deal with those tomatoes. In a couple weeks those are all going to come out. I've heard not to put tomato material into the compost pile, but I did it last year and it worked out great. I think it's just to transfer diseases. It doesn't have anything to do with it breaking down. And again, there's a little bit of long grass over there just because I don't like to mow too close to it. But those are my grapes, and that one grape plant is just climbing out very well. I've got another tomato cage that I can undo and stick over on the very end if I need to, if it looks like that one's going to start going over the edge, which it is. And again, if it looks like that one over there needs some more growing room, I definitely have something that I can take care of that with. And they're pretty cheap. They're only a couple dollars at the hardware store. They open up into a triangle or just a flat panel, and that's what I did. I did a flat panel with, it looks like there's a whole bunch of wire over there. That's kind of where I store my extra garden wire and things like that. So got that taken care of. Let's see, peach tree. No peaches on it this year. There's our dog, one of our dogs. Peach tree is going to be doing well next year, I hope, if we don't get any frost or snow during the time that the blossoms are on there. I noticed at church today, though, we have some crabapple trees that always have hundreds and hundreds of crab apples on them, and they don't have any crab apples on them right now. And okay, here is the compost pile. I need to get out here and start turning it over, but we've got some tomatoes that were kind of rotten through in there. We've got some cucumbers that weren't doing too well. Actually, I had stuck a whole bunch of cucumbers in the refrigerator, and the refrigerator decided to go nuts on me and freeze everything that was in it. So we've got, in the past that's happened, and we've got a pop can that's exploded because of it, and we've had to clean that up, and all the cucumbers were as hard as a rock, and of course when they thawed out they were just mush, so I threw them out here. Watermelon rinds. Got some Virginia creeper around here, and I've just been picking that off and throwing it into the compost pile so it'll break down. And let's see, that's the backyard. Everything in the backyard. This is my little area here to store some more tomato cages, and next year I tried to plant okra here this year. It didn't work. I'm going to try to plant something that doesn't need a lot of sun. I've got some wintergreen seeds. I just ordered those a couple weeks ago. Last week, actually, ended up with those just the other day in the mail. So I just might take something like that and put it back here. Okay, here's the front yard. And as you can see, the tomatoes that I had staked up with the Florida weave pretty much have all fallen down. And they got to the point where I started to move them and try to stake them up again, and I was just going to leave them, but then the branches started to break on some of them, so I just decided to leave them completely at that point. Got quite a few that are red and quite a few that are green, and just like the backyard ones, I'm going to be leaving those for the next couple of weeks. You can see some of the plants are starting to die off there, but again, on the same plant there's some bright green new foliage, so who knows? It's definitely not had any problems with aphids, really, since we did the ladybugs. I think that was a good investment, and I think next year, probably around, first part of June, I'm going to go ahead and buy more ladybugs. Take care of that problem again. There's some yellow Golden Jubilee tomatoes. And just a long shot here. Doesn't look too bad from the street. I imagine the neighbors aren't too pleased with how it looks out their window, but you know, it's not forever, and Here in a month or two we're gonna have frost and snow, and it just won't matter at all. Okay. And coming around here, the wildflowers have kind of gone out of control. And when I take up the tomato plants, these cone flowers should be about done by then. I'll take care of them and just pull them out. What I'm really interested in is this, and I don't know what it is for sure. I think it came in the wildflower pack, but it smells really nice. And if you can see it, it goes all the way down. It's a pretty long plant. I don't know. It smells nice. And then we've got some that look like they're mimosas almost, that had yellow flowers on them. So I guess not a mimosa. If it had yellow flowers, it should have been some kind of a poofy purple or pink or orange variant thereof. Strawberries and iris and ornamental grass. Lots and lots and lots of strawberries. And like I said, sadly I only got a few strawberries off of these plants this year. They must have put most of their energy into making more strawberry plants. Okay. The lemon tree. I don't know. The leaves are still green. I guess that's a plus. It doesn't seem like it's been doing too much lately. Here's my attempt at cutting tomatoes and kind of transplanting them, putting the root hormone on there. This is a Golden Jubilee cutting I did, and I don't think it's going to make it, so I'll try again. This one looks a little better, but leaves are a little curly, so I might have to try again on that one. Luckily, the cherry tomatoes are the ones that are looking the best in the backyard, and that's what that is. Okay. With the Tigger melons, I must have had 300 or 400 seeds out of 2 melons, so I just took a handful of them and thought I would put them in a pot and see how fertile they were. And I thought maybe, you know, I've got a big window well in the basement, maybe I could you know, grow some over the winter in there. It stays fairly warm. I don't know, I might thin that out and see if I can grow some Tigger melons, but I think every seed that I threw in there sprouted, so that gives me some good hope for next year. They were really tasty, so definitely going to make some more of those next year. Catnip, that's pretty much a weed now. I don't want that anymore. It's everywhere. And the raspberries, I'm going to cut these back once frost hits. Going to cut them back and you know, cut them back down to the main canes. But I've gotten, every other day or so, I've gotten about a handful of raspberries off of this. I need to find a way to kind of prop them up. Might find some posts and tie them up next year when they start to grow, instead of letting them cascade over the sidewalk here. That's the front. Here's where my giant sunflower was. I'm going to let that break down a little bit more and then try to remove it so I can get that back in the compost pile and at least reclaim some of the dirt. But anyway, that's the front and the back in the previous video, and that's it.